Good morning. So, as promised, we have a review today. As I mentioned before in the last review, this weekend we'll be looking at two Canadian gel pomades, kind of peering into the pomade market, checking if anything's new, and also looking at kind of new, like foreign countries' interpretations of it. And so, unlike yesterday, we'll be looking at today a new brand, Rocky Mountain Barber Company, and it is their Firm Hold pomade, which is a gel pomade. So, supposedly, this is at least via Amazon, this is Canada's like most popular option for gel pomades, and so I figured if Drake's homeland really loves this thing, then why not check it out? We'll just give it a check because it might not be something we know or at least are familiar with here in the U.S. But of course, our markets are really saturated, and so why not? Let's see why they like this one. So we'll start off by looking at the jar.
This is it. This is Rocky Mountain Barber Company Firm Hold Pomade. It's supposed to be 5 ounces, but it does come in the standard like aluminum jar that we've seen a lot with some other brands here. Design work is pretty following like what's trending now. Nothing crazy, nothing unique. Rear side, directions, ingredients, other accolades, barcode, and opening it up, you'll see it's straight up clear. Looks like some other ones we're also familiar with, but yeah, looks pretty standard right now.
The smell of this pomade kind of reminds me of like when like body soap companies try to do like a cologne type of smell. And so it's like cologne S, it has that smoothness, but it's, I mean, at least as cologne S as like they're able to make it, you know. But it's like a fresh and cologne smell on the medium side, not too light, not too strong. Scooping it out. So it actually has a pretty similar feel to what we looked at yesterday, which is the 1950s Union original pomade. At least that's how it feels like it scoops out, but it's definitely much thicker when you agitate it, and slightly more so once you apply it. I mean, it's so easy to work with. You can kind of feel it's a little on the drier side. I mean, it's not that it's like literally drier. It's just a little more the grip is coming out when I apply it. That's what it feels like, at least. To me, that makes me hope that it provides a good amount of hold. I mean, it is a firm hold, and so we're going to expect to feel some grip, and we're going to expect to get some good volume out of this product, so it's going to need to have that. And so, like, it's easy to apply, but I can feel better the grip in my hair right now. But if you notice, I can still like work it pretty aggressively down near the roots where I need the product to be in order to form like a good pomp. Alright, with that done, go ahead and just comb everything back. Oh, I know what this thing reminds me of. It reminds me a lot of Imperial, like, classic pomade. That's what it is. I was like, it doesn't remind me of the Imperial, like, Barber, like, gel pomade, but the classic pomade, it reminds me a lot of. But what I'm noticing right now is this thing dried pretty quickly, unlike the classic pomade and unlike many of the other products we've seen, which could be good, but right now it's making styling inconsistent, especially during a review where I have to like move my camera around and it takes time. I mean, I used it earlier this week, and so like I know it was fine. It doesn't dry like overly fast because I mean I wasn't recording obviously, but now with all this extra camera work and stuff in between things, definitely like it's drying on me. So for you guys, it shouldn't be much of an issue, but it is on the quicker side of things. Anyways, let's go ahead and start styling. So like I did have to add water in order to like style it. You guys probably won't like hit this issue unless you take a really long time, but it's something to like take into account and keep in mind because it is significant enough for you to have to pay attention to. But overall, like I mean, it looks fine. The shape is like okay, slightly below average. The height is like above average, so we definitely know it's strong. But just the dryness of the product, how it dried on me, it's difficult to pull it forward and like maintain its shape just because now that it's dry, it kind of lacks stickiness and it's hard to keep it all together, which then takes away from the slickness as well. The shine is already like a neutral. Definitely wasn't shiny to begin with, and so it's not misleading in that way. And it's pretty what as you put it in and as you see it and what you get during the day, it's gonna be nice and the same. Control and stuff. I mean, so I'm gonna use my experience a bit styling during the week. Also, in addition to like what we're seeing right now, the control is like pretty like standard. I mean, nothing crazy, nothing special, nothing like super bad or anything. It's just, I mean, it's what you expect out of a gel pomade. A gel pomade that slightly dries quicker, and so the upside is that if you can style on time, like you get that hold really quickly and you're able to optimize with it. If you take too long, then I mean your time's running out, you know. But yeah, so go throughout the whole day now, and then we'll come back and then talk about endurance, restyling, and other things like that. Alright, friends, so this is actually a second take. I actually recorded a whole nother segment where I restyled it in front of you guys, and turns out the audio wasn't on at all. So we'll work with this. Basically, near the end of the day now, go ahead, like wrap up this latter half of the review. And so what happened was like my hair definitely fell apart. It wasn't as bad as it possibly could be, but it fell apart. No question about that. The fact that like this product dries and it's so quickly, like the slickness, the stickiness goes away, and that really brings down like the yielding point where your hair is always gonna bend like with your movement, and it's gonna go back to the same position. Once it hits too much, then it kind of, I guess, plastically deforms, to use like a mechanical engineering term, in a way that it can't return anymore and it's going to fall apart completely. And so the issue is with this, with many other gel pomades, because it lacks the stickiness or like the slickness, that it's a lot more brittle, and so it just falls apart and it's not going to come back at all, not until you restyle it. And so the endurance is definitely like is average, below average, but the main aspect is the fact that like the dryness of this product, kind of like the lack of slickness, really brings that down. It makes it really sensitive to like active movements. Another thing is kind of restyling. Now restyling is actually better than I expected. Yes, my palm still has a tendency to fall sideways and fall apart because it lacks that slickness and stickiness, but I was able to get a lot of the volume back. Yes, you definitely need a source of water. No question about that. You cannot do it dry. It's gonna fall apart even more. So you need like definitely a source of water to kind of just like redissolve everything. But other than that, like dryness, it is dry. But when I kind of talk about dryness in this regard, I want to talk about how like Suavecito Firme makes my hair feel like shit afterwards and terrible. This product is nowhere close to that, but it is drier than the other ones we've seen recently. Hardness definitely hardens, no question about that. And like, kind of in conclusion, this product is pretty standard, better than average in some ways, below average in other ways. It doesn't remind me at all of Layrite or Suavecito, surprisingly, and I'm actually pretty grateful for that. I'm tired of products that just feel and style like Suavecito or Layrite. But this one feels a lot more like Imperial Classic or like Imperial Gel Pomade, kind of like a mix of the two. And so what it's better than average in is just like, I guess, the volume, the hold, and restyling with the volume. That's actually pretty impressive. But it could use a lot more like stickiness or like slickness in order to keep together the strays if they want to cater to like a slick pomp type of like market. But for like more just, I guess, what's more popular, just like a looser type of thing, or what you would like typically style like right out of like a barbershop, yes, this would probably be like a good fit for it's a little more versatile, and so in that regard I understand that. But overall, like if you want something that's just pretty straightforward, intuitive to use, and also you want to support a Canadian company, then yes, this is a good choice. If you want something new and unique, then this wouldn't be a good choice. I mean, no gel pomade would be a good choice if you're looking for something like crazy, new, and like different from what you've seen before. But if you want something you can rely on, then this would be one of the many choices that you have with gel pomades. But yes, so on that, hope you guys got something out of this review. This has been Rocky Mountain Barber Company's Firm Hold Pomade. Take care, guys, and I do have more reviews planned, so I'll see you next weekend.